Once these fill up and I figure out which one is iron and which one is steel, we could backfeed the excess iron from this. I suppose we could go make nails out of it or whatever. I don't know. Keep it for building materials. Like, you know, I've got a little stash of iron right here. But what I was thinking we might be able to do is feed it back into itself. If we feed it back into the line, like right here, this would put the excess iron ingots back into the thing, kind of recycle them. Welcome back to Alchemy Factory, everybody. In the last episode, we were working on our turquoise line. We got it up and running. It's working smoothly. This little build, well, I say little, this is the little part that's actually making the turquoise. It's got quite a lot supporting it, of course. Then I did a little bit of work off camera. I redesigned my stairs. I'm still toying with the idea of making my second floor right here. But in the meantime, I've got a third floor up here. The only problem is I can't place any more of the floors without supports. It's saying that the floors not here. Let me turn my HUD back on. There's not enough support for the floors, so we've got to get floor supports. And so I was digging through the workbench menu here, and there's actually a couple of things we could unlock. Gloves for soap, and I went ahead and grabbed the soap, 200 soaps. That's pretty easy. We were already making that. Let's see, what's the next one? Oh, potion belt. We could unlock that with 100 vitality potions. I've got that. And then I got to building tools, and we need 30 steel ingots. And right here, if you hover over the building tools, it looks to be a pillar at the bottom. And I'm a pillar, a beam, whatever you want to call it. I'm hoping that's going to be what we need to support the floors. What else do we need? A potion belt level 4. I need this new transformation potions and perfume soap. I was just seeing if we could unlock anything else really quick. Okay, no. So, steel, I'm assuming, is what we need to turn in for that. 30 steel ingots. Well, not assuming. 30 steel ingots is what we need to turn in for that. Let's see how to build steel ingots. They are right here on the crafting tree. We'll need to research those, but before we do that, we'll need to research the Athanor. And I've already started that, and then we'll need to research, I guess, if I'm going down the line, coke. It says it's crafted at the Athanor. Looks like it's going to be a fuel with a heat value of 660. That seems like quite a lot. So let's research that really quick. A fuel, what does that say? A filtered splitter. I don't know if we'll need that. But we probably should research it anyways, but... Well, I guess eventually we will need that. A splitter designed to filter out chosen items. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. That seems like something we would likely need sooner or later. And then, let's research the steel ingots. What else do we have down here? Steel gears. A cannon. An advanced catapult with no angle restrictions. Ooh, cool. And a metal stand made from... looks like steel. Okay, so we're going to need steel for a lot of different things. Laboratory stand. Oh, okay, so that's like a new kind of lab stand. All right, that's cool. What else are there? There are mergers, splitters. Okay, a lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff. So let's sit down and start working out this steel. It is said it was made from... I need to hit V. We unlocked this new coke. Crafted at an Athanor. Looks like we're going to be... We can make it from charcoal powder. Now this Athanor is the one that said it made 2 items, right? 2 items at a time. Oh, it's got to be placed on a heating surface. Okay. Well, let's grab a heating surface real quick. I just find it easier than going through the menu sometimes just to grab one off a shelf, off an existing build and just copy it real quick. Oh, that doesn't fit very well on there either. But we'll take a look at it. Recipes. Okay, steel ingots. That's the ultimate goal, right? That's what we're looking for. So we're going to input iron ingots and coke powder to get steel ingots and iron ingots. So we put in iron ingots and we get out iron ingots. Oh, there's a percentage. That's right. It said there's a chance to get a certain item. So it looks like there's 25% chance to get steel ingots and a 75% chance to get iron ingots. So we're only going to get steel 25% of the time, so it's not a guaranteed recipe. Oh, this is complex. Coke powder. Okay, so that is also made in this, so let's set one down for that. Copy that guy and just change... Oh, we need nails. Crap. Probably going to need a bunch of iron ingots and nails for this build. Might as well go ahead and grab, I don't know, 2 stacks of that. I should have some iron hanging around here. Grab a stack of that while we're back here. Should probably go ahead and grab a bunch of wood. Can never have too much, it seems, with my builds. I like to use a lot of wood, although I have been using a little more stone lately. Oh, I forgot I'm making iron over here, although I did let the machine turn off because it was filling up the chest. But anyways, I digress. Let's get focused here. This we want to see if we can make coke in it. Okay, so coke is made from charcoal powder. Charcoal powder, we sometimes get coke and we sometimes get charcoal. Oh, there's got to be a way we could do that, because charcoal we could then grind to get more charcoal powder and feed it back into itself? Is that what we're supposed to do? And I suppose we could do the same thing here. Once it's up and running, because well, no, it'll eventually run out of iron ingots. I was going to say, could we just like put down a chest of iron ingots and it would run through, but eventually it would turn them all into steel ingots, right? Ooh, I got to sit down and do some maths on this, I think. This one's going to be a little bit complex. Let me pull up my menu here and look at this coke powder. Oh, it's also made in a grinder. So there's 2 ways of making this. So we could grind coke into coke powder. Coal can be burned in a crucible to get coke as well. So there are multiple ways we could go about this. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I've got something here. And if I'm looking at it right, I think this is going to work. So all we're really going to do is feed logs in right here. It's going to turn it into our planks. It's going to run through here. These are all going to turn this into charcoal. We're going to grind it into charcoal powder. It's going to go down and fuel itself. So we'll have to initially put in a little bit of fuel to get it started, but once it's started, it should feed itself. And this is going to run down and then power these 2 furnaces as well. And they come up, and it's going to start producing, the charcoal powder is going to go in to produce coke and more charcoal. Well, if it's got 2 outputs, we can't put them on the same belt. We're going to either need to split these 2 belts, and I'm not sure which is going to come out of which side. But I thought that we got that blueprint, or we could research this filter splitter and see what this looks like. Oh, it's kind of bulky, but what if we did this? Like, how much is going to come out? 30, so a total of 45 a minute is possible. 30 and 15. Out of 108, we've got to get 180 a minute in that? Oh, we can't do that on one belt. Oh, wow, we cannot do that on one belt. Because our belt speed is only 60 a minute at base. I mean, even if we've upgraded it twice, that would be another 30 a minute, so that's 90 a minute as our current belt speed. So we could only feed... We couldn't even feed one of these with one belt. Wow, we would need a ton more fuel. But the idea was that I could put down, I guess, let me think about this a little bit more. This may not work, but this was my idea. Let me do that again. We can just cover all this up with that. And let's put that splitter down at the end somewhere. Not ideal, but... So the idea was we could run it through here, and it's got 2... Oh, I need to figure this machine out too here. So we could filter out the charcoal, and then send the charcoal back through a crusher. So we just build another platform right here. and put... I don't know. See, I don't know which one would come out at the top or the bottom, but once we figured that out, the idea was to send it back, the charcoal back through a crusher, and then just feed it back into itself. We could just feed it from here, like, say, do a little something like this, and literally just feed it back into the line. Because this is where our charcoal powder would be coming from. We'd crush this charcoal coming out, the byproduct. We'd crush it and feed it back into the machine. But if we need 180 a minute, we can't even feed one of these constantly. Now that's a lot of machinery to not be able to feed it consistently. So maybe I would have to come up with... I mean, I would have to run two belts of charcoal powder for each one of these, and that would significantly increase the size of this machine and the amount of charcoal powder I would need to produce. Wow, that's a lot. That's tough. So I don't know that that's the way we do that. I think if there's a better way of going about it. Man, we are making so much money. That turquoise brings in a fortune by itself. That's more than we've made off any other product. Wow. It makes a lot of money, and it sells like a ton of them sold too. Wow! So it's selling just as much as the vitality potions, and bringing in practically the same amount of money. That's really nice. We're bringing in lots of money now, which is good because we are spending more trying to fuel all these machines. So I may need to go back to the drawing board. Using charcoal powder may not be the answer. So if that's not the answer, then what's our other option? Change this over to run coke powder. And how did we get coke powder? Probably grinding coal? Is that it? Let me sit down and figure out the maths on that, because this may not work. This may not be the way. It may be too inefficient. Like, it would work. It would just be really, really slow at making the steel ingots. Yeah, because this would just get us the coke we need. 15 a minute, not even that, half of that actually. We'd only get like 7 a minute, and then we grind it, we would need like triple this to feed 1. Yeah, we would need triple this. 3 of these to feed 1. Wow, it's inefficient. I don't think that's gonna work. Let me go back to the drawing board.
1 eternity later.
Okay, the numbers are looking a lot better with this. It's kind of I've just kind of been spitballing here, throwing everything on the ground. But the numbers are looking better with this. So if we take a crusher and crush coal ore into the crusher, we get output of coal. I'm just running it through a conveyor belt to test all this. And if we take that coal and burn it in a crucible, we get coke. And then if we grind the coke, we get coke powder, and coke powder is what we need to make our steel. We need to input iron ore, of course, and then coke powder. Now this seems to be a much more efficient way of doing this, because we get coke powder at 7.5 a minute. I think the base speed is going to be 5 a minute on these, so that would be 15. Whereas on this, I need a lot more. I would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would need 12 to feed 1. I would need 12 crucibles using that. This method, we only need 3 crucibles to feed 1 machine. Because base speed is 5, base speed of this is going to be 15. Whereas now we've got it upgraded our machine, so this is producing 7.5, so 7 is 21, 22 point... I think it works out just well, a little over 22 and a half, 23, 22 and a half, if my math is right, and that's exactly what this intakes, is 22 and a half. So 3 would feed 1. Now we just need to figure out how many crushers we need to keep this running. It looks like 15 a minute for coal. Oh, that's producing 30. So 1 of these would actually feed 2 of these furnace setups. So 1 crusher would feed 2. Okay, so it would feed something like this. 1 crusher would feed this. And then we just need to figure out iron and to input iron. So iron is made in a smelter. How much iron would we need? That's gonna output our finished product. I guess I can just hand feed a little bit of iron. Let me grab a couple of iron ingots and see what this looks like here. Okay, iron is produced at 15 ingots per minute out of a smelter, and we could burn extra coal. What's coal's fuel value? Since we're going to be crushing it anyways, coal's fuel value is 540. So that would likely burn a long... Yeah, that's burning a very long time in this. So we wouldn't even need any table saws and figuring out planks and turn it into charcoal powder and all that. We could eliminate a lot of steps just by using coal, it seems like. So this is going to be... Seems like a much more efficient way. So we just need one crusher to feed 2 of those, and then maybe one more crusher to feed some furnaces. So how many furnaces are we going to need? We make 15 a minute. What is that? 22 a minute and 22 a minute is 44. So 44, we'd effectively need 3 of these. We'd have a little bit of iron left over. So something like this is what we need. So we need, and then how much would that actually need to feed? How many crushers would we need to feed that? I don't know the math on that, but because for some reason I can't, it doesn't say how much fuel. I could sit here and time it, but I'm not going to. So to feed 2 Athenors and get our steel, we would need 2 furnaces with 6 crucibles. This right here, essentially. Let me hit X and just like delete all this stuff we don't need, since I've already got most of the math figured out here. If we would need at least 2 crushers producing our coal. We would have to feed that with coal, so all 3 of those with coal, oh, you know what? We're probably going to need like 3 crushers to get enough coal to fuel all of this, because I'd like to run it all on coal. We probably can, because that is going to produce us 30 a minute, so 2 would be 60. We could run 2 on one belt and probably feed most of this, if not all of this, off one belt. We're going to try it. So we're going to have 2 furnaces for our steel, 3 for our iron ingots, 2 more furnaces and crucibles on top, making our coke powder to fuel. Yeah, I think this is going to work. I just got to come up with a build. Let me clean this up a little bit. All right, so essentially, this is what we need. 2 furnaces to make 2 Athenors, to heat 2 Athenors, 2 furnaces to heat crucibles, and 3 furnaces to heat smelters, and then I think we're going to need 3 crushers. So, 2, 2, 3, 3 looks to be the numbers. Now we just have to kind of figure this out into a build. And I'm just going to kind of play around with this, because I have not taken the time to blueprint any of these machines into builds yet. Like, this could be stackable pretty easily, but I don't know how to stack these smelters that easily. I suppose it's possible. I just haven't come up with a build for it. And I do have crushers stacked somewhere. Just I don't think it's in their own blueprint. I would just copy basically something like this that I've done with crushers. Yeah, crushers are in this. And that's a pretty compact little build there. So I could probably copy that and get 3 of those. Yeah, that would be 3 high. So yeah, let me come up with a couple of blueprints here and see if we can piece together a machine to make all this. Alright, so we kind of have an idea of what we need. I'm just basically moving all these things together. Let's cut this blueprint here. And I just stacked up my crushers. And I think the idea is we're going to want to crush all that coal, send it through these crucibles. Kind of just trying to figure out the best way of doing this. I did not go through the process of... what I normally do for my blueprints is kind of sit down and plan them out in the... there's a new creative mode that they added to the game not too long ago, and it allows you to kind of just build free-handed, but I'm not in my... I'm in my actual world, and I didn't take the time to sit down and math this out in creative, unfortunately. I probably should have, now that I'm seeing all the numbers we need. But let's just try and see what we can come up with. Let's do it like this. Kind of get an idea of how I typically come up with these things. It ain't always pretty, but so we're going to need a belt coming in right here. We're going to need to feed all 3 of these down. I should probably figure that out before I do this. So we're going to use that one to come out into this line. And then we're just going to need a conveyor to feed into this from say, right here, and a conveyor to feed into this from right here. We just use a lab stand right there. This stuff usually doesn't take that long. Some of these more complex ones seem to be taking a little longer to figure out, but this one, now that I've got the basics figured out, doesn't seem to be... Oh, I don't need that. I don't need either one of those. I'm only going 3 high with this. Doesn't seem to be too difficult now that we've figured out we're going to go with coal instead of charcoal. Coal and charcoal. So we're going to raise that up. We just need... conveyor belt. We'll just do... I made that with some lab stands, and we'll just fill this in with blocks. Although, you know what would look cooler if we used beams? Although we're not going to see this. I say it would look cooler. No one will ever see this back here. But still. Alright, that's going to take all of our coal in to make our coal coke and coke powder. We're going to grind that right there on top of it. Then we just need to feed the remainder of this. I should probably take it out because we're going to use that coal to fuel all of this. So something like that is going to fuel it. And then let's figure out a way to stack this. Right? If we go with lab stands, can I put... Oh, I can just put regular blocks. Oh, wait. I can use... What are the other lab stands? Yeah. There's 2 different lab stands. I always forget about this one right here. There's 2 of them. There's a bigger one. And I think, yes, we can get these on top of our crucible. So now if we put down... You know what? Let's go crazy. Let's go crazy. Let's put down some stone. Stone blocks. Every once in a while I like to use the stone blocks. They give it a little bit different aesthetics if I could drag them correctly. I think this is going to be a compact build here. Alright, so now we've got room to put either... We could put these on top of it. That would stack nicely, right? So let's just grab... end of the day. I'm going to skip that. I'm trying to stay focused right here. So we're just going to take all that and copy it. And this should stack on top of it now. Make it kind of neat and compact. I do like the vertical build sometimes. Although I seem to have plenty of horizontal space left. I like these vertical builds. They seem to be... They suit me well. Okay, so we're going to need to do 2 things. We're going to need to run... This is not going to be hard. This is not going to be hard. Don't make it harder than it has to be, Jimmy. All right, so we're going to run our remaining coal up to there. We need our coke powder to come out right here and feed up into these. Do I have those turned the right way? Yes. We also need to remember we need to feed iron ingots into that. So I need to get my iron set up into this line somewhere. Oh, and we need to feed it fuel as well. Okay. It's not the end of the world. We can stack this. We can run it back here. We can snake belts back there. I think this is going to be fine. I probably should have built this blueprint off camera, but then you guys wouldn't see like the process, and it's like, oh, I just showed up with a blueprint, and it's like, well, yeah, but how does it work, Jimmy? I don't know. I don't know if you guys care about that. Just let me know down in the comments if you actually care about how the machines work. So then we need to feed this up into here. So I'm just going to take it... Come on, belt. Work with me. Take it across to here. We could... We needed to go up. And then we need a lab stand. Let's try and just build a face right here. Oh, I want blocks. Wood? Should we do wood? Yeah, wood's all across the front. Let's do wood, and then that's going to feed into these. That's going to fuel them. That's our coal line to fuel it. We need to... let's just go up from here. So we'll take this line up to there. That's going to be our crushed coke. I've got these backwards. Oops. We want these facing this direction. I don't guess it matters if I do them like that or like that. I'm going to do them like this. I think I might be able to squeeze them in this way. And then we want to put lab stands. Oh, I need blocks right here. Lab stands and blocks. Lab stand across here. We're going to need to take this line out of this machine as well. It's got to come out of here and feed. We want this coal to continue for this machine to feed it. So let me grab it real quick. I don't know that I need the belts. I'm not going to take the belts. Just take the machines. And then, could we sandwich this way? Would that work? Yeah, because if I did it this way... This would be really compact if I did it this way. I wouldn't even have to... Yeah, this is what I'm going to do. Copy that. Take our coal into that. Now, I would not have to continue this belt right here. Our coal would end right here. Eventually, it would back up. If my math is right, it would back up. I hope my math is right on that. It's so hard to figure out the fuel burn ratios. So we would need a way to fill this iron smelter. I wonder if I should turn these around. We could stack it. It's going to be a little cramped in here, but we could certainly stack this. Okay, now I've got to build platforms up here. I'm just going to lab stand so it all matches. And then blocks across here. Because why not? Then we need this belt to feed into there, and we need it to feed into this one. So I'm going to need to block all this in to make enough room for the belt, right? Because we also need to get our iron ingots in here. Yeah, because we're making steel. So we need to get... We need to block all that up. But that's okay. It's okay. It's just, this will be nice and compact. It probably costs us more resources to do it this way than we need to, but it's still going to be a nice looking build in the end, I think. So we essentially just need to... Alright, that's... Oh, we need to fill this in as well. Let's not forget that. Before I get too far ahead of myself, let me do that right now so that I can still squeeze these blocks into here. Let's do something like this. And now we can feed... The outputted iron needs to go up as well. And I am just going to go with a little something like this. Let's grab belts, feed the outputted iron. I want the inputs to come right here, right next to each other. That's going to be both of our inputs. So that's our coke powder and our iron ingots. They're both going to feed from there. Oh yeah, this is going to work. It's going to be nice and compact too. A nice little build here. Put some blocks down, fill this in. I'm going to go ahead and fill it all in just so that it, we won't be able to see our belts, but if we've done our math right, we won't need to ever fool with this. Key word there, if we've done our math right. Nope, we need to leave space right here, don't we? Because we are going to need to feed this iron. I want this, iron ore to be automated, so we actually need a portal. Probably, I could probably put a portal back here, like hide it back here, and feed that. How would we do this? Oh, I need a portal stone, but I'll worry about that in a minute. For now, let me just get a belt to it. So it would need an input from the bottom to come up to there, and we need to belt or block this in right here. All right, and that's going to come across to feed our iron ore in. So this will be a portal input. I'm just going to put a belt there so I remember that. Lab stand this up. Wrong button. So that's all covered up. Because I think I hope I'm leaving myself enough room for this. I think it'll work. Alright, so we need this one to feed into there. And then we need them both to feed into the next machine as well. So what if we took them out this way, we'd give ourselves a little more room. Yeah, let's do that. And just put a... Oh, this is not ideal, but... What the heck? We need it to pay out to feed that in from there. Lab stand this up. Like, I know this doesn't look very nice right here. No, this looks fine. What am I talking about? I'm overthinking this. Don't overthink it, Jimmy. There we go. Yeah. So that's going to be, if you can tell the belts here, this is going to be our coke powder. It's going to feed into this machine. It's also going to go up and over that belt to feed into that machine. Pretty simple. And then this is going to be our iron ingots. They're going to come in, feed under this belt into that machine, go around the side to feed into that machine. No big deal. Pretty easy. Okay. Now, that should be everything? Is that everything? That's everything. We just got a portal stone in some iron ingots, and we're ready to test this. Oh, we need outputs. So we need these to go out. We're going to have 2 outputs, right? Oops. Yeah, we're going to have steel ingots and iron ingots coming out of this machine. This is fairly compact, too, guys. This is not bad. So we're going to need 2 lines coming out of here, right? Could we stick a little storage chest, or I don't know how we would want to do this. Oh, that doesn't fit. Yeah, it hangs off the edge. Unless we block it all the way up. Why not? Yeah, I'm gonna block both sides all the way up. You're not gonna be able to see much, but that's kind of aesthetic, actually. Not that that's my thing. You guys know I'm not really... I like the functionality of the machines much more than I enjoy making them look beautiful. So we need storage. Like, will the big box fit right here? It looks like it will, although I don't know if that's enough space to get both of them in. What if we just stacked them on top of each other? Have both of our outputs right here? I don't know how this is... I could probably do one on either side, but that's going to be a little bit cramped for belting. Let's see if we can figure this out. I think I'll do the same thing I did for the inputs. If we just take that one out to there, that one out to there. No, that's... Yeah, that's right. That one out to there, and then this one needs to go to this machine. And then I need this one to get into that machine. Yeah, that's going to work. We'll have iron on one side, steel on the other side. I don't know which is which, but in theory, they should come out because they're showing 2 different colors. Like, there's a blue arrow and a yellow arrow, so one line should be steel, one line should be iron ingots. So let's just put a conveyor lift. Let's hit T to take it from there, and we'll send it out right here. Put a lab stand, another elevator going the opposite direction, feeding into that machine from right there, like that. Yes. Okay, that's cool. And then, ooh, could we stack all that? I don't know if we could. That's a problem for another day. But this should be ready to run now. Yeah, let's feed it some resources. We need to feed coal back here, which is going to be kind of expensive. 4,800 per. And I can't hand feed it to get it started. I shouldn't need to hand feed anything, actually. We'll start with the coal and the iron. Let's see, put down a portal for this. I'm just going to sneak it in. Oh, I need to go buy a sigil stone. Let's get this machine on and see if this is going to run correctly. Fingers crossed, right? Machine is starting to turn on. Our iron has all fed in. Some sort of weird graphical bug where the iron ore is not showing at the top of this, but that's no big deal. I know that it's full. We can see the stone furnaces are starting to turn on. Now the question is, Is that going to be enough coal to fuel everything? I see our first ingots rolling through. Those are iron ingots feeding into the machines, and I see a little bit of coke powder rolling in. So that seems to be working. It's just a matter of did we get the math right to fully fuel and feed everything. So we're going to give it a little bit more time to make sure that everything is running up to speed and fills up. And then, I guess, keep an eye on... Oh, one thing I should do... Once these fill up and I figure out which one is iron and which one is steel, we could backfeed the excess iron from this. I suppose we could go make nails out of it or whatever. I don't know. Keep it for building materials. Like, you know, I've got a little stash of iron right here. But what I was thinking we might be able to do is feed it back into itself. If we feed it back into the line, like right here, this would put the excess iron ingots back into the thing, kind of recycle them. All right, so this one is producing... Oh, it just looks like it produced an iron. Yes, iron ingots rolling off the line. So this side right here has got an iron ingot in it, too. And there's our steel. Okay, so this is going to be our... Oh, that works out great. So we just belt this out of here. It's going to be a little bit... Is this going to be bad if I do this? I don't think so. Who cares, Jimmy? This is my build, right? Who cares what other people think, what it looks like? Oh, I'm out of stone. Oops. There we go. There we go. No problem. No problem. Let's keep stacking this up. And see if we can feed this back into itself. Kind of recycle these extra iron ingots, if you will. Yeah, they're not shutting off now. Okay, great. So we're getting the full output. 7.4 a minute of our steel ingots. We need about 30, so one more. I think we needed 30. And I guess I need to figure out if we can sell steel ingots or if we need to turn it into something else. I am not seeing it as a saleable item, so probably need to turn it into something else. Yes, we need 30 steel ingots to get our building materials. I wonder, we'll probably use it for building materials. I probably need a better way of getting up there and accessing the chest. That's probably something I need to do. And let's just grab the iron out of there just to make sure it doesn't fill up. Well, it's going to take it a long time to fill up. And actually, I need to get more coins down the line to fuel this, because at 4,800 a pop on that purchasing portal, I need to like hand feed it a little bit of coin just to make sure it doesn't run out until our coin line can backfeed and fill back up again. Let's turn this in, our little quest here for building tools, and see if that is what we actually needed to make these pillars. Oh, it needs steel to make them. Oh, a steel reinforced pillar that can provide support for the floor. So that's what we need. That's what we need. Alternatively, I think we could use walls. But I wanted to have all the options possible, because I'm not going to put walls way out here in the factory floor area. So I need pillars to go up to support the floors here. I guess closer to the storefront, we're going to wall this off once I kind of come up with a design for this. We're just kind of wall all this back off again. Although the open floor plan's not horrible, it's working. But eventually I would like to make this storefront a little bit bigger, maybe expand it out to here where we don't need all these long belts going everywhere. But we don't have enough products yet. So I'm still waiting to get enough products to sell, fill everything up there, and then build a second floor and then our third floor. We got a lot going on, but we did get the steel accomplished. This is a nice little compact build, and once we gave it a little bit of time, it is running consistently now. I'm not sure why it wasn't at first, but it is running consistently now, running nice and smooth, churning out our steel ingots, albeit a slow rate, although you could just about stack this build or just copy and paste it, build another one right next to it. It doesn't take up that much space. It looks like it's probably like one floor tile. Pretty close to it, aside from the purchasing portals. you could just about fit this on one square tile. So yeah, you could just copy it, paste another one if you needed more steel, which we may end up doing. We'll probably end up doing that when we need more steel. But for now, that's gonna wrap up this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy the content, be sure and hit the thumbs up button. It lets me know you enjoy the content and you'd like to see more. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing so you don't miss out on a future episode. And we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.